So this is a graph and take a random vertex. So let's say we have taken C. Now look for adjacent vertices of C. So we have B, D, H, A. So look for the first one, first adjacent vertex of C. So let's say we have taken B. Okay, so mark B to be visited. Okay, mark B to be visited. And put the edge C to B in the tree. Okay, put the edge C to B in the tree. Now go to B. Okay, go to B. Find adjacent vertices of B. Okay, find adjacent vertices of B. So B's adjacent vertices. So time being, B's adjacent vertices are D and C. But out of that, okay, so the two adjacent vertices of B are C and D. B is connected to C, B is connected to D. So B, C and D. Out of that, for each vertex which is adjacent to B but not in T, so C is already in T, so discard C. For each vertex adjacent in B but not in T, so D is there. So mark D to be visited, mark D to be visited, and add edge D to B into the tree. Add edge D to B into the tree. Now visit D. When you visit D, find adjacent vertices of D. So adjacent vertices of D are again C, B, and F. So these are adjacent vertices of D. Out of these adjacent vertices, is C in T? Yes, so discard. Go to the next adjacent vertex. Is B in D? T? Yes, discard. This is the first vertex which is not in T. So add this E to T. Get a new vertex E. And you also add the edge. So you add the edge D to E. And now visit E. Okay, now visit E. So visit E means what? Find the adjacent vertices of E. Find the adjacent vertices of E. So E's adjacent vertices are E's adjacent vertices are A and D. E's adjacent vertices are F and D. Now check whether F is in T. No. So add F to T and add the edge E to F into the tree. Add the edge E to F into the tree. Now visit F. Visit F. So when you visit F, find adjacent vertices of F. So adjacent vertices of F are G, D, and E. Okay, G, D, and E. Any order. Let's consider the order is D first. So D is already in T, so don't consider D. E is already in T, so don't consider E. G is not in T, so add G to T. Okay, G to T. And add the edge F to G in the tree. Now make the current vertex or visit G. Visit G. Visiting G means what? Find the adjacent vertices of G. What are the adjacent vertices of G? H and F. H and F are the adjacent vertices of G. Okay. F is already in T. So don't go. H. Add H to T. Add H to T. Add H to T. So what we do? We add H as the edge. Now make H as the current vertex and visit H. So find the adjacent vertices of H are C and G. So both are in the tree. If I add, so both are in the tree. So if I in T, so if I add the edge C to H, it will become as a circuit. So if I add it as a circuit, this will not be a tree. So we cannot add C to H edge. Similarly, H to G is already in the tree. So both cannot be done. So backtrack. So what was the vertex which was visited earlier to G? H, it was G. So go to G. Check for remaining adjacent vertices of G. So there are no adjacent vertices of G left because there is H and F. H is already visited and uh, F is already in the tree. So we cannot do this. So go back to the vertex which was visited earlier to G. So it was F. Now F doesn't have any adjacent vertex. F doesn't have, that is, F has adjacent vertex, that is G and E. Out of that, D and E were already there, and G is also in the list now. So nothing can be done and F. Go back to F's parent, that is earlier vertex visited by earlier to E. Okay, F. That is what's E. So E is adjacent, both the adjacent vertices are already in the tree. Okay. So go back to E's previous vertex, so it was D. Does all the vertices of D, adjacent vertices of D are there? Yes. So C is already there. So if you add HC to D, then what will be the problem? It will create a circuit. So we cannot add HC to D. Okay. Go back to the previous vertex of D. It was B. B doesn't have any adjacent vertex left. So go back to C. Now C's adjacent vertex is, we had first visited B. D was remaining, but D is already in the tree. So this D is already in the tree. So no need, discard it. Go to H. H is also in the tree. So discard it. What is remaining is only A. Add A to the tree and add H, C to A. The process is called as backtracking. Now we'll repeat this process till all the vertices of the graph are in the tree. All the vertices are graph in the tree. We'll stop it, and this is called as the spanning using depth first. So this is the spanning tree using depth first. If a vertex has 5 adjacent vertices, in DFS what happens? As soon as we find first vertex, we immediately go to that vertex, leaving, do not exploring the remaining vertices of the vertex V. So please consider that C is the current vertex. And as soon as we find one adjacent vertex, let's say H this time, then we'll not explore the other vertices of adjacent vertices. We'll start exploring H. Okay, and that's what is called as depth. Okay, it's called as depth. In breadth, what happens? We explore all the adjacent vertices of C. So in terms of data structure, DFS is based on stack and breadth first search is based on queue. Based on queue. So what we do is we require two things. We require a visited set like T. Also, we require one more thing called as a list. Okay, now what is that list? So we want the first random vertex to be added to the list. Okay, so let us again start from C. So the first vertex is C. We added both to T as well as to C. Now remove this vertex from the list. So remove C from the list. So remove C from the list. And for each adjacent vertex of C, okay, for each adjacent vertex from C, so this list is like a queue. So for each adjacent vertex of C, what you do, if the adjacent vertex is not in W and also not in T, then add this adjacent vertex to the end of the list. Add the adjacent vertex to the end of the list. So what you do, you add the adjacent vertex to the end of the list. Okay, so how to add the adjacent vertex? So let's say the adjacent vertex is H. So add it to the adjacent vertex at the end of the list. Also add the W to the tree. So mark H to be visited and add the edge C comma H. Add the edge C comma H. Add the edge C comma H to the tree. Repeat this for each vertex. So you get H. You also get now, let us say D. Add D here. and D here. Check whether D is not in L and not in T. So D is not in L, not in T. You checked it. Add W to, sorry, D to L, and you add the edge C to D. Now go to the next vertex, adjacent vertex of C. Let's say it's B. Check whether B is in L and B is in T. No. So add B here, add B here, add B here, and add the edge C to B. Add the edge C to B. Check any other adjacent vertex to C. So it's A. Whether A is in L and T? No. So add A here. Also add A here. And add the edge C to A here. Now any more adjacent vertex for C? No. Okay, so there's no adjacent vertex for C. So go to the list and delete the first vertex from the tree. So this becomes the current vertex. H. Now explore H and find the adjacent vertex of H. So H adjacent vertex is, let's say, C. Now C, is it in L and is it in T? But C is not in L now because it was deleted, but it is in T. So don't consider C. Go to the next adjacent vertex. So it is G. G is in L? No. So add G to L. G is in T? No. Add G to T and add the edge H to G. Add the edge H to G. Now, are there any more adjacent vertex to H? No. So go to the next vertex in the list. It is D. So delete D from the list. So now D becomes the current vertex. Explore the adjacent vertex of D. So D has the adjacent vertex, let's say E. Whether E is in L? No. Whether E is in T? No. So add E to L, add E to T, and add the edge. Okay. Look for any other adjacent vertex to, okay, look for any other adjacent vertex to F. Okay, so D, yes, so F is there. So whether F is in L? No. Whether it is in T? No. So add F here, add the edge D to F. Add the edge D to F. Now, any other adjacent vertex to D? No. So go to the next vertex in the tree, in the list. Uh, look for the adjacent vertex of B. It is C. C is there in T. So no need to do it. Any other adjacent vertex to B? No. So go to next vertex in the list. So delete it. A. Okay. Look for the adjacent vertex of A. It is C. C is already in T. And there is no other adjacent vertex to A. So discard A. Go to the next vertex in the list. So it is G. Delete G from the list. G. Look for the adjacent vertex of G. It is F. Now F is already in the T as well as in the list. So no new addition. Is there any other adjacent vertex? No. So remove, discard G and go to the next vertex, that is E. Delete it. Look for the adjacent vertex of E. So E's adjacent vertex is F, which is already in L and T, and no more adjacent vertex. So go to the next vertex, F. F adjacent vertex E, E and G all are in T. So no more new additions, and list becomes empty. When list becomes empty, we get a tree, which is called as the spanning tree, obtained using the breadth first search approach. Weighted. So minimum spanning tree has a graph which is weighted. Weighted means the edges will have some kind of a weight, which is called as a cost. Okay, it could be a distance. It could be, let us say, bandwidth if it is a computer network. It could be delay if it is a computer network. So the edges will have some kind of a cost or a weight. And you want to construct a spanning tree whose addition of cost should be minimum. The addition of the cost should be minimum. So we have two algorithms to construct the minimum spanning tree. One is called as Prim's algorithm and another is called as Kruskal's algorithm. One is called as Prim's algorithm and another is called as Kruskal's. Okay. So let's take one weighted graph and try to understand the Prim's and weighted graph here. quickly write the weights. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, H, R, J, K, L. So we want to construct a spanning tree, but we want to construct a minimum spanning tree. So let's write the weights. So weights 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 5, let us say 4, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, and so look that all the edges have weights associated with them. Now let us consider the first algorithm called as Prim's algorithm. So let us consider the first algorithm, that is called as Prim's algorithm. So a minimum spanning tree is a connected weighted graph with which is a spanning tree and has the smallest possible sum of weights of its edges. So let's look at the first algorithm. Okay. So in the Prim's algorithm, what we do, okay, we start, that is, so the Prim's algorithm, okay, so in the Prim's algorithm, what we do is we select the minimum weight edge and add it to the tree. So we can select BF, KL, or we can select C2D. So let's select one randomly, BF. So this is the first edge. Now add the edges or consider the edges which are incident on B and F. So edges incident on B and F are AB, EF, FG, and BC. Out of that, consider the edge which is minimum. So AB is minimum. So we'll consider the edge AB. So the second edge that we can consider is A comma B. Now the weight is, let's say, 2. Now consider the edges incident on A, B, and F because these three vertices are in the tree. So we'll consider edges A to E. We can consider the edge E to F, F to J, F to G, B to C. Out of this, the edge F to J is minimum with what value? We will add F to J. Add F to J, and the cost is 2. Now, from this, consider the, so which vertices we have considered? So we have considered J, F, and A. Now, from this, consider the edges which are incident on A, B, F, and G. And out of that, try to find the minimum. Out of that, try to find the minimum. So, edges incident on JR, IJ, JK, edges incident on AR, AB, and AE. So AE, so AE, IJ, JK, then BC and FG. So you will find that all these edges are of cost 3. So you can select any one edge at random and check whether it creates a circuit. So we'll select, let's say, edge IJ and the cost is 3. Select the edge IJ and the cost is 3. Now consider the edges have have I also. So the new edge that will be added will be EI. So EI is having weight 4, EF is weight 4, so cannot be considered. Now you can consider the edges JK, FG, BC, and AE. So any one edge can be considered because they all have weight 3. So I'll consider the edge, let us say AE, and the cost is, let's say, 3. Now, now consider the edges of A, B, F, I, J, and E. Okay. So E to I is 4. So out of rays, E to F is 4 out of rays. We can consider the edge JK. We can consider the edge FG, or we can consider the edge BC. All are having same weights. So now when the edges are having same weights, then we can consider any one edge that we want. So it will be, let's say, B comma and the cost is 3. So now consider the edges of all the edges which has minimum weight. Now when C gets added, so FG, EF is having weight 4, EI is having weight 4, so cannot be considered. Then JK is having weight 3, FG is having weight 3, but C2G is having weight 2. So the minimum possible weight is 2. Consider the edge C comma G and add 2. Now consider the edges from G onwards. So G, F to G, there is one edge. G to H, there is one edge. G to K, there is one edge. So G to K is 4. So E to F, E to I, and G to K are of higher weight. So discard them. Then F to G is of weight 3, J to K is of weight 3, and G to H is of weight 3. So out of these three edges, we can consider any one edge. So if we consider F to G, but it will create a circuit now because B to F is in the tree, B to C is in the tree, and C to G is in the tree. So if we consider F to G, it will create a circuit. So we cannot consider F to G. Now we can consider G to H, or we can consider J to K. G to H, or we can consider DH, that is J to K. So let's consider the edge G to H, and weight is 3. Also, with vertex C, we can consider the edge C to D because its weight is 1. So C to D, this edge is 1. With H, with H to I, the weight is 3. D to H is 5, so we will not have, and if we consider D to H, it is highest weight, so discard that H. E to F is weight 4, so discard it. G to K is weight 4, so discard it. So we can have either J to K or we can have H to L. So let us consider the edge J to K so that it doesn't form a circuit. And then the last edge will be K to L with weight 1. K to L. If you add this, 3 plus 1 plus 4, 5, 8, 10, 19 plus 5. So total weight comes up to be 20. Now, so which was the first edge selected? So B to F. Then the next edge selected was A to B, F to J, okay, I to J, A to E, B to C, C to G, G to H, C to D, J to K, and K to L. So this forms a minimum spanning tree with weight 24 using the Prim's algorithm. Using the Prim's edge C comma D, so it is weight 1. All the edges with weight 1 are over. Now choose the edge with weight 2. So with weight 2, we have C to G, we have A to B, we have F to G. Okay. So you can select any one edge. So let's say we select A to B, the weight is 2. Then we select, let's say, F to J, check whether it forms a circuit. So as long as it doesn't form a circuit, you can straight away add it. And also check the edge C to G, whether it forms a circuit. So no, and so you can add it. Now you can select the edges with weight 3. Okay, you can select the edges with weight 3 as long as they don't form a circuit. So now we have three edges here, B to C, F to C, and J to K. I can select any one edge out of these three. Let us say I select F to G. And when I select F to G of weight 3, I cannot select now B to C, because if I select B to C, it will form a circuit. So B to C cannot be selected. I can go now and select, let's say, J to K. J to K. So now J to K, I'll add 3. Now I cannot select, I can now select G to H or H to L, but not both, because it will form a circuit. Okay, so I can select any one of this. So let's say if I select H to L, okay, so H to L, so it is of weight 3. Now I cannot select G to H because it will form a circuit. No. So I'll go to the next edge of weight 3. Either I can select J to I and it then forms a circuit, or A to E. So let's say I select A to E of weight 3, and I can select J to I, which is of weight 3. Check whether your graph has any circuits. No. So, and check that all the vertices of the tree are connected, are visited. And now you can add it. So 3, 6 plus 3, 9, and 9 plus 15. So you get the cost of the tree to be 24. So this is what is basically the Kruskal's algorithm. So this is the Kruskal's algorithm.